Welcome to the CAES Advisory Zone Paragraph Improvement Mini Workshop. In this video, we will be looking at the introduction paragraph of an academic essay written by one of our business students. This video is made for teaching and learning purposes only, and we have gained the permission from the student. The essay question is, to what extent does executive pay influence company performance? Now I'm going to give you a short time to read the paragraph by yourself. Can you try to identify the strengths and weaknesses of it? Okay, let's start with the strengths. I've underlined some good use of words and expressions which you can also use in your writing. Collocation is important. When you see new expressions, you should learn the strain of words. For example, instead of memorizing the word consensus itself, you should know how to use the phrase lead to or reach a consensus on something in the context. Let's see how we can improve this paragraph. I split it into two parts, and I'd like you to consider the tone first. Take a look at the highlighted areas and decide if the academic tone has been achieved. Okay. You may have noticed that the language is very conversational. Why is that? First, the author used contractions and short forms such as is and didn't. To adjust the tone here, we can use the which clause to link the two sentences like this. Second, it would be better if the author could use more nominalization and academic vocabulary. For example, using oversee instead of watch, and dissatisfaction from investors instead of they complain about. You should also avoid using journalistic expressions such as hit the headlines in academic essays. Such expressions will disturb the tone of your writing. There's no need to be too fancy with it. Another suggestion is to be careful about using passive voice. Try to use active voice when you can because it is more robust. Here we have changed why CEO pay can still be seen to it still attracts public attention. Do you feel the difference? Now let's look at the second half of the opening paragraph. The problem with this introduction is that the stance is not clear enough. The highlighted sentence seems to show the stance, but we still don't know what position the author takes, right? We can rewrite the sentence as shown here. Always remind yourself of being clear with the stance in your writing. The last thing to talk about is cohesion. Think about how to organize your sentences to make your essay flow smoothly. The author asked a rhetorical question, which is okay in a presentation or speech, but perhaps not in academic essays. You need to turn them into statements like what we did here. Again, be aware of the academic tone. Should be awarded is more appropriate than deserve the efforts in this context. We can also link the two sentences together in this way. We added a few linking words as well. Notice that although well-chosen linking words can help signpost appropriately, we shouldn't overuse them. Good writers rely on various cohesion strategies, such as lexical and content chains, or referring to the known information at the beginning of the sentence followed by new information. These are more useful in trying to bridge the gap between novice academic writing and effective writing. Here's another example of lack of cohesion. Do you think the highlighted sentence follows on well after the previous sentence? What would you expect to come next after you read the previous sentence? There is actually a gap between the investor's complaints about overpayment and how improper executive pay has led to the financial crisis. Remember, jumping on the next idea before fully explaining the current one will undermine the cohesion of your writing. Here is an improved version of the introduction. This is just one way to edit the sample opening paragraph. Obviously, there is still room for improvement. Before you go, let's review the do's and don'ts of academic writing together. Be clear with your stance and indicate the order of paragraphs in the overview. Don't simply rewrite the essay question to a statement without showing what position you are taking. Also, remember this is an academic essay, so be aware of the academic tone. Try to use more academic vocabulary and nominalization instead of being too conversational or journalistic. Try to use various cohesive devices such as lexical chains and rehashing the previously mentioned information instead of using too many linking words. We hope you have gained some insights from this video. Thank you for watching.